Hey, and welcome to the Storm Tracker 16 weather update, latest update on your current weather that's pushing through your area. And here in Scranton, across all of central northeastern Pennsylvania, we're dealing with heavy downpours that could cause some possible flooding in low-lying areas, as well as in places like streams where they could overflow their banks, creeks as well. So that's why we're coming on your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube lives, Facebook and YouTube lives to make sure that you are prepared for the latest weather information that is affecting us right now. And the reason we're coming live now is because we're seeing some of the heaviest bands of rain as well. So let me give you a closer look here at some of the advisories, watches, and warnings that have been set out by the National Weather Service. We're talking about a flood watch in effect for Pike, Carbon, Monroe counties, Luzerne, Lackawanna, Sullivan counties as well, up through the northern tier, Wayne, Susquehanna, and Bradford counties, because we're going to see anywhere from maybe an inch to 2 inches of additional rain as we go through the evening and overnight. And we're also worried about a wind threat. We will see winds possibly gusting up to 50 miles per hour tomorrow through the afternoon and evening, and also on Monday, and that will be an issue. Make sure you secure anything that could end up flying away on your patios. Maybe if you have any inflatables out for St. Patrick's Day, make sure that they are battered down, because there is going to be some significant wind gusts as we go through today, tomorrow, and even Monday through the evening. Here's a current live view of Scranton. Now that the parade's wrapped up, the rain has really ramped up. I was out at the parade actually downtown Scranton earlier today, and we just had some light rain showers, but boy, did they really start to ramp up. As soon as the parade finished around 2:30, we were dealing with some significant downpours, and now they're still ramping up, and they'll continue through the afternoon and evening, possibly racking up maybe another inch of rain. And in those places that, we have lots of hills, especially in the valleys and in the mountains, right? So when we have this runoff, it can pond and pool where sewers can't actually handle enough of this influx of water. So it ends up causing some possible flooding in these low-lying areas, and just be aware that this is a possibility as we go through the afternoon and evening tonight. And slow your roll. There is very reduced visibility. We're not seeing much actually past maybe a mile, with these low-lying clouds and possible fog also developing. Here's a current live view of Pottsville. A little bit better visibility there, but we can't even see the mountains in the back that we normally do. Some raindrops on the lens as well. 41 is the current temperature. Our high today was 44. Humidity is at 86%, and it feels like 37 with those additional winds at 6 miles per hour, but that's nothing compared to what we're going to see tomorrow. Winds definitely sustained 20 to 30 and gusting up to 40, possibly 50 by Monday. Here's the current radar picture. Heavier rain in the northern tier now. You see those reds and oranges up near Towanda, Bradford, Susquehanna counties. Just pushed through due shore. That's where we're seeing some of the heaviest downpours, highest rainfall rates. But still, we're all seeing the rain. It's associated with this low pressure system that's inching its way up into Canada. And as it does so and pushes through with this pretty strong cold front, it'll bring in colder air on the back end of it, especially through the overnight tonight into the day tomorrow. And with that gusty northwest flow, as that low pressure pushes off here, let me change this so you can see what I'm talking about. As this low pressure spin counterclockwise, as it pushes towards the north and east, it'll bring in this wraparound northwest flow, and that'll bring in some snow showers possible off the Great Lakes as we go through the day tomorrow. And what we're worried about are snow squalls. And snow squalls, you might have heard that word before, but a squall can reduce visibility very quickly. So if you're caught in it driving, sometimes you can't see anything. So the best thing to do is, if you're caught in a squall, to pull over and put on your flashers, or if you want to, put on your headlights, and if you can still see a little bit, just slow your roll a lot, because snow squalls can be very dangerous, reducing that visibility to such low amounts. And you can also have a very strong wind gust with these snow squalls, and that might happen tomorrow morning and afternoon. Specifically in the afternoon and evening, I think, is when the greatest threat for snow squalls are possible. But we still got to deal with this rain as we go through the overnight tonight. So continuing to temperatures, they're colder than they were yesterday at this time. 37 currently in Lopez, 36 in Manfield, 40s for most of central Pennsylvania, but they will continue to drop as we go through the overnight. We'll get below the freezing mark tonight, and that's what will usher in some possible snow. There's your 24-hour temperature change. We're talking anywhere from 12 to even 16 degrees colder than we were just 24 hours ago. Here's your weather timeline. So I'm breaking this down for you. Heavy rain through the afternoon and evening. Flooding is possible in those low-lying areas. Remember to avoid them. If you know that a regular underpass near your house oftentimes floods, just try to avoid that area. If you know that your creek often overflows and then maybe it could damage your property, be aware that that's a possibility tonight with that 1 to 2 inches of rain. We already have saturated ground. We've had rain now for the past several days this week, so we have saturated ground plus this rain on top of it will definitely cause some flooding potential. And then snow showers are possible tomorrow morning as a strong gusty northwest wind starts to develop. So here it is, hour by hour on future clouds and radar. Additional heavy rain showers through the evening hours. We're talking them not wrapping up until around 8, 9, 10 o'clock. We could still see additional lingering showers through the midnight hour. But look at this. This is very interesting. As we drop to below the freezing mark in these higher elevations near Dew Shore, Wyoming and Sullivan counties up through Susquehanna and Wayne counties too, that's where we could see a brief switch over to some possible snow very early tomorrow morning. And that could put down a brief 1 to 2 inches of snow in that very, very northwest corner of Wayne County. So do be aware that we could be waking up to some snow tomorrow morning in those areas. And then we'll continue to see snow showers coming off of the Great Lakes as that moisture is whisked off of the Great Lakes. It'll cause condensation and clouds developing, and that will end up pushing its way with the high humidity all the way through Pennsylvania, and we'll see possible whiteout conditions with these snow squalls that could push through between 4 and 5 o'clock tomorrow. Just be aware, again, if you find yourself caught in one of them, just wait it out. They don't last long. They last about 15 to 20, maybe 30 minutes, but they can cause very, very reduced visibility. We're talking no visibility at all sometimes if they're strong enough. We could even see snow showers continuing through Monday morning. They wrap up, though. I think the last snow shower possible would be around Monday at 8:30 in eastern Pennsylvania, already clearing for central PA by Monday morning, and then we clear out for all of us by around noontime to lots of sunshine for Monday afternoon. And Monday looks like a good day once that snow pushes out in the very early morning hours. There are your forecast rainfall amounts. This is in addition to what we've already picked up. So we've already seen about a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch in a lot of our region. We could see another inch or so for Wilkes-Barre, Scranton 2, Lakeville, Honesdale up through the northern tier, an additional inch possible, even through the Poconos, maybe an 1.5 inches possible there. So definitely flooding possible. And here's your snowfall amounts. Probably a coating if you get caught in a snow squall. Likely it'll melt right away on those roadways. They're just not cold enough to support it. But maybe the grassy surfaces could support it, especially up through northern Wayne County, Honesdale, maybe an inch possible on those cold enough surfaces. Here are your wind gusts. Sunday 4 o'clock, possibly gusting in our southern tier up to 40 miles per hour. Looking ahead to Monday morning, gusting continually between 20, 30, even 40 miles per hour. I think the strongest wind gusts will happen for all of us around noontime on Monday. We're talking possible 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts there in the Poconos and 40 mile per hour gusts for the rest of us. Still gusty through the afternoon and evening on Monday. It's not until Tuesday that those gusts start to back down a little bit, Tuesday morning and Tuesday through the day. All right. Wanted to also mention tomorrow is daylight savings time, and daylight saving time of course means that we turn the clock ahead an hour, so we're going to lose an hour of sleep, but it is lighter later. Sunset tomorrow will be at 7:04 p.m. Sunrise is at 7:21, and this is always a good reminder on daylight saving time. It's always a great time to check your batteries in your carbon monoxide detectors and your smoke detectors. They can save your life, and it's a good routine to keep just in case it is if they're dead, then you can change them and you'll be aware of it. Sometimes those carbon monoxide detectors and smoke alarms can save your life. So you want to check on them, make sure that the batteries are fresh. Here's your 7-day forecast. AM rain for tomorrow, then changing over to some possible snow squalls through the afternoon. If you're headed to the Wilkes-Barre St. Patrick's Day Parade, that might be an issue for you as you're traveling either to or from them, or maybe as you're walking in it, it might be an issue as well. So do be aware of that. Dress warmly with those additional winds. It'll feel more like the 30s tomorrow. Monday will be clearing out aside from a few possible snow flurries in the morning hours, very early morning hours before sunrise. Tuesday looks great. Still breezy, though. Wednesday looks good with lots of sunshine getting up into the 60s. Thursday, we could be in the mid-60s. And Friday, we usher in our next rain system, but still remain pretty warm for this time of year. Average high is in the upper 40s, and here we are in the 50s and 60s. So I can't complain about that, but you want to be aware that tonight we could have a problem with flooding in those low-lying areas. Do take it slower on the roads. There's very reduced visibility with the fog. And, of course, when you're driving on roadways that are wet, you have very heavy trucks driving on these roadways too. They whisk up a lot of mist in the air, and that ends up on the windshield. So just take it slower. make sure you give yourself grace while you're driving anywhere. Could deal with some slick spots. And tomorrow, be aware that there could be some snow squalls that could reduce your visibility as well. Well, thank you so much for checking in with us here on Newswatch 16. This is your live weather update. We'll check in again at 6 o'clock on the news at WNEP on Channel 16. See you then.